station. So there are 16 of us in different gardens, and I'm doing all sorts of different things. And the first thing I want to say is that there are 223 gardens taking part in this, but I'm really pleased that I got this one because I'm in love with it. I think it's a really beautiful garden. So the first two poems that I'm going to read are actually in all of the gardens of praise. All of the poems are praising the gardens, but you know, these two ones in particular trying to reflect the work that goes on here, because it's a working garden, it's a therapeutic garden, it's used by the community, and lots of vulnerable groups also come and work here. If you come on a weekday, you see so many brilliant things happening here. The second thing I'm going to say is that I'm a performance poet. Now, you might be used to more traditional poetry where you sit there and clap politely. Performance poets like their audiences to show that they're enjoying themselves and perhaps participate a little, if that's not too frightening. So I'm going to ask you, are you having a good day?
Yes.
That's not loud enough. Are you having a good day?
Yes.
Better. Once more. Are you having a good day?
Yes.
That's very good. Very good. All right. So the first poem is called What It Takes. And it's trying to reflect, this garden has been here for 25 years and all the work that it took to make it what it is today. So it's called What It Takes. It took struggle and toil for this garden to grow, and rakes of all sizes, a swan-necked hoe, shovels, spades, forks, dibbers, brooms, hammers, hooks, trowels and secateurs. That's what it took. It took sweet peas, antirrhinums, poppies and chives, lavender, lemon balm, tucked away hives, postemnon, verbena, lobelia blue, sage, sorrel, thyme, lovage, to name but a few. Pulsatilla vulgaris, dianthus and phlox, cosmos, red valerian, soil, gravel, rocks. It took pond net and bow saws, leaf scoops and shears. I could go on forever. This garden took years. It took courage and vision, persistence and skill to give us this garden, magnificent still. For what use is a shovel, a hoe or a rake without willing hands to wield them? And that's what it takes. The second one is sort of in the same vein, and it came from sort of talking to the people, the groups that come here, and I thought there was such a lot of hope here. It sounded like that was a lot of hope. So this poem is called Garden of Hope. Most gardens smell of blossoms of every size and hue, a mingling of fragrances as each new shoot breaks through. But as I walk these pathways, these borders and these slopes, I'm sensing something special here, for what I smell is hope. I don't know what hope looks like, I can't hold it in my hand, but I can sense it growing on this modest plot of land. Okay, this next one, I don't know if you've noticed, but it really caught my eye when I first came here. There's some chilies drying on a window in the Portakabin, and there was something about chilies, and they're quite cool, aren't they? They're sort of, so I wrote my very first rap poem about chilies, and they might be asking for a bit of audience participation for this one. So I'm going to read you the first verse, and then I want you to help me. So it's called Chili Pepper Rat, and I'll try and get a bit of rhythm going. We're red hot chili peppers hanging by the wire. We want an opportunity to set your mouth on fire. A little goes a long way is what we recommend. You don't want us making trouble at your other end. So what I'd like my audience to do is that last line. Okay, so shall we have a practice? You don't want us making trouble at your other end.
You don't want us making trouble at your other end.
Great. So that's going to be on the first verse and the last verse. Okay, so we start again. Chili pepper rat. We're red hot chili peppers hanging by the wire. We want an opportunity to set your mouth on fire. A little goes a long way is what we recommend.
You don't want us making trouble at your other end.
A little bit of chilli makes your cooking come alive. Keep those chilies coming if you want to thrive. We've got capsaicinoids and vitamin C. We've been pepping up provisions since 4000 BC. Without any chili pepper, where would you be? Only bland dishes in your cold country. No con carne, no chipotle, no more fiery chickpea stew, no more tacos, enchiladas, no more vindaloo. We put colour in your cheeks, we put sweat on your brow. The best time for eating chili peppers, always right now. We're red hot chili peppers, we give it all we got. So when you going to come and put us in your cooking pot? We're red hot chili peppers hanging by the wire. We want an opportunity to set your mouth on fire. A little goes a long way is what we recommend. You don't want us making trouble at the other end. Thank you very much. It's very nice. Now, the next poem, originally when this was conceived, basically all of the Mixed Borders poets got together, and this poem came from the session when we wrote together. I'm saying that because it's called Neighbour from Hell, and I don't want you to think that St Mary's Garden has got neighbours from hell. It's actually, it was inspired by one of my neighbours actually, but it's called Neighbours from Hell anyway. So, my neighbour says that my garden has Japanese knotweed. He says that my roses have black fly. He says that I encourage the bushy-tailed foxes that gambol at dawn. He says that my convolvulus crept over his hedge and strangled his marigolds. He says my neglected ecosystem is seeding wildly in his borders. My neighbour's always on the lookout for overhanging branches. My neighbour says that my ash tree has dieback. He says that my tomato plants carry early blight. He sent a letter to the council about my sinister garden gnomes. He thinks that I climbed his fence and murdered his wisteria. He says that I once planted onions on his lawn. My neighbour thinks I'm in league with aphids and killing all the bees. My neighbour says that I grow lilander to rob him of his dappled light. He thinks that I take his loamy soil and turn it sour. He says that I bring late frost and plagues of snugs and snails. He says that I put hemlock and belladonna in his compost. My neighbour thinks I can summon the hounds of hell to dump red-hot turds on his azaleas. That I can harness the entire forces of Gaia just to reach vengeance on his tiny patch. But my neighbour's wrong. My garden does not have Japanese knotweed. And the last one is a love poem. It's always nice to end on a love poem. And it's called Can I Be Your Gardener? Can I be your gardener? I'll plant sunflowers and lupins and trim your front lawn. I'll prune back your hibiscus and protect it from storms. I'll replenish your borders, I'll pollard your trees, and I'll plant up your veg patch with rhubarb and peas. I'll mend your back fence and revarnish your shed. I'll propagate the living and I'll strip out the dead. If you like trailing roses, I'll stake and entwine them. Then I'll get down and dirty with your lovely antirrhinums. Thank you very much. That's all short and sweet. Now, please do remember there's a book to contribute to a collaborative poem in the tea area. And thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much.